against Arsenal. Is that possible?
Listen here, Ty. Let's start again. Let me repeat what I said. Ty, Arsenal played one of the worst games in their history. Arsenal played pathetic football, horrible football. They made Liverpool look great. Liverpool didn't play any.
Absolutely.
Liverpool didn't play anything. Do you know the pundits, the British media? I'm actually shocked by the British media who believe that Liverpool played a fantastic game. People like Brian, as usual, he's a very confused Liverpool man because he believes all whatever the nonsense Liverpool plays. Brian will always say they are fantastic. Listen here,
Up.
they played rubbish football. It was because Arsenal were very poor on the day. They didn't come to the races. And this is a man, like I say, is a novice. He has failed, he has failed, he has failed, and is not going to take Arsenal anywhere. Like I said, I'm one of the few, not even few, it's not the majority of Arsenal fans. They want Arteta gone. Arteta is a
Yeah.
novice. He cannot manage Arsenal.
I'm not believing in the process. People say believe the process, believe in the process. No,
What
I'm not
process?
believing that. I'm not buying into it. This guy, as Arteta, must be fired at the end of the season.
Yes. No, yeah, at
Because
the end of the season, it's about to. You know, we try. You need a very experienced manager. This is a big team, if not arguably the biggest in terms of support in the UK. The biggest in terms of support. Look at Arsenal, he's supported all over Africa. He's supported in Asia. He's supported everywhere, all corners of the world. You find, wherever you go, you find the majority are Arsenal fans. And then you have a manager like that disgracing a team like Arsenal, which is
I was,
playing
I
rubbish.
was, I was surprised when I heard that Arteta was linked to the job in the first place. Two encounters. First time when they hired Una Emre, and then the second time you have got people like Allegri who are sitting there at home. Carlo Ancelotti went to Liverpool, Everton, which is in Liverpool. They are not linked to the job. They just you bring somebody to learn on the job. This is not a place to. This is not a learning stage. Arsenal
No,
is not learning
no.
stage because the
Yes.
demands of saying we want the Premier League, we want the Champions League football. You fire Arsene Wenger, who's got a vast experience, and then you bring this guy, no experience, nothing, and then you say
Yeah,
you want Champions League football.
yeah. At the same time, he has never coached big team or even a small team. Arteta was a convoy at Manchester City, arranging
Eh,
cons for Guardiola and all that. Here you are, you're saying, you played for us. If you want players who played for Arsenal, surely you should have taken even Martin Keown or Thierry Henry or Vieira. Why Arteta of all the people? I don't even know. I don't get it. This guy has lost the tie. 12 games, lost. 12 wins, 12 games, lost. This is pathetic. It's never heard of in the history of this great side. Never.
no, I don't understand why he's still in the job. To even give him until the end of the season, I don't understand it.
So, in terms of the play, what do you call somebody who does the same mistake repeatedly over and over again? They call that person insane. It is insane for Arteta to try and instill in that philosophy of playing from the back, week in, week out. Look at the games we have lost because of our problem. Let me tell you one thing before Brian starts making noise. Tie. Liverpool are not back. They played pathetic
They were
football.
pathetic.
Watch
They
tonight.
I
will,
thought you
they,
had
they will
finished.
never be
I
back.
walked away so that you guys
They will
could finish
never
your
be.
drivel. Come
No,
on.
no, no, no,
I
no.
walked away so
We
you can
need
just
to.
finish
We,
because honestly, I am getting to a point where I
I
just don't
here.
understand. The whole weekend, you guys
I
have been
have to
going
say.
on
I
about
have.
how poor you were.
I,
Nobody has
I have to
mentioned
say it. I
anything
have to say
about
it. I'm
Liverpool
the
being a
voice of
good
the
team.
reason. I'm the voice of
Oh,
reason
come on.
that Liverpool are not back, and they will never be back this season.
This is what I'm saying. The whole weekend, all I've heard from you guys is how Liverpool are not good, how Liverpool are this. Arsenal, come
Uh,
on, give
uh,
some credit where it's due.
Kevin,
Liverpool played an
Kevin,
amazing game,
you're
and
sound.
Liverpool have been very good the past few games
Kevin,
purely because finally we
no,
found balance in our play.
no,
And
Kevin,
balance, we found it by actually
make
playing
noise.
our midfielders in midfield. Come on, guys,
Listen
you're
here.
better than
Listen
No,
this.
here.
Brian, You can't play your best football in game number 30 and say you are back. Where have you been all
No
these
one said Liverpool is
29
back. What I'm
games?
saying is Liverpool have found
Come on,
balance.
you're not back.
Come
Just
on,
shut
brother.
up.
You're
You're
better
not
than
back.
this.
Just shut up. You're not back. You're not back. Just shut up. You are not back.
It's
Liverpool is
nothing
not
to
back.
do with we are back. You're the ones that are constantly pushing this. Oh, you're back. We're not back. No.
Let's-
But what we have
let's hear-
found is balance
okay, let's-
because we are
let's hear
playing
this.
our players in the positions.
we-
Come on,
Okay, let's
guys.
hear
You're better
this
than
one.
this.
Let's hear this one.
Da, can you tell them they're better than this, please? Tell them.
No.
I walked away because all they're yapping about is how bad. This is what I've had this weekend.
It's our great Brian. It's our great Brian.
What is our great premier? Are Liverpool back? Let me ask you, Ta, is Liverpool back?
They've improved from where they were.
No one is saying Liverpool are back. You're the ones that are pushing that narrative.
You said Liverpool are back. Your press in UK
I
said
said we
Liverpool are back.
found balance. Nothing
No,
to do
what
with back.
balance?
We found balance.
Balance. Let me tell you one thing, Brian. You win nothing. You can put a bet again. You win nothing this season. You just come.
At least
empty
we're in
handed.
contention to win something. At least we've got a game in the Champions League tonight. What are you
we are-
doing? Nothing.
We're in contention with Europa. We'll be back in the Champions League next season.
Oh, come on. Give it a rest, buddy. You're better than this. Give it a rest. Let's move on to a different. Come on. Give it a rest.
Okay, Mta, what did you see the game? Tell us, how did you view the game? What were the highlights? What were the highlights of the game?
Chai, put the camera on.
You know, the re-emergence of Ujota, he was very key in that game. You know, and Fabinho playing in his rightful position, thereby protecting the centre backs, you know, who are still learning the trade. So I think Brian is right to say they've regained their balance. You know, so I think, you know, on the day that Arsenal were poor as well.
Because they beat a poor Arsenal side. You're saying that they've got the balance. They just beat a poor Arsenal side. They say this type of play we last played it in 1985.
Can we move on, please? Because all we're just going to hear is how poor Arsenal are. There's no... When we're talking about balanced journalism, we're talking about a point where we look at both
we
teams
don't have another platform to
credit
vent our
where it's due.
anger. This is the
Liverpool
only
played
platform
a
that
very
we have
good
to
game
vent
that
our
night.
anger. We are Siyatshiyelwa phakathi.
So uchiselo ke Arsenal angithi not ngeLiverpool hayi.
No, but Liverpool, because we beat ourselves on the day.
No, you got 95. Where was Obama then?
Okay.
Just imagine. Our front three.
You just dropped yourself in it, guys. You just dropped yourself in it.
Let's talk
Like
about
I said,
teams.
it's
Let's talk
our
about
great.
Chelsea or something. This is useless. Your team is useless, and you're not going to win anything anytime soon. Deal with that and accept it, and let's move on. Liverpool have balance. Liverpool have a chance to even win the Champions League. Thank you very much.
Okay, now Marcus Tabengo says you cannot judge Liverpool from a game against Arsenal. Arsenal are a terrible
No, that
team.
wasn't. They didn't just win one game. They won the game before that one as well,
And then
and convincingly as well.
Vulindlela Sibanda says Patrick Kumali
They beat Leipzig.
Arsenal 3-0. Oh, he's just answering the question there.
Okay, can I ask you, Brian, who says Arsenal don't have players? Are you telling me that Wolverhampton Wanderers, West Ham, Everton, and all these teams, they've got better players than Arsenal? Are you serious?
No, what I'm saying is for the type
Pound
of
to
play,
pound. No.
Listen to me. For the type of play that Mikel Arteta wants to play at Arsenal Football Club, those players don't suit the style. It's not to say that
Brian,
they don't fit the style he wants to play.
But Brian, it goes back to the narrative that you're saying. If you're a good manager, you use the tools that you have got. You play the best potential, those players to their best potential, the system that they will excel in. And then after, you get your own players that you want to play your own style. You change things up. You mix things up.
You guys.
That's why you saw.
That's
why you saw players.
That's why you saw Arsenal fans.
That's why you saw a manager like Arsene Wenger. Arsene Wenger used to play this 4-4-2, and then he keeps. When he went away, you play 4-5-1.
Hold your horses there, buddy. Hold your horses.
You play 4-5-1.
Hold your horses, man.
When we went to the Champions League final, we were playing 4-5-1.
I want to ask you a question before you proceed.
Yeah.
What is one thing that's synonymous with Arsenal over the past 20 years? When we talk about style of play, what is one thing Arsenal have done better than any team in the English Premier League over the past 20 years?
It's passing the ball.
Precisely. So what do you think they told Arteta when he walked into that stadium the first day? We want to go back to our philosophy and our fundamentals. This is what they told the fella. This is why even if he drops to 15th today,
Brian.
Listen to me. This is why even if he drops to 15th, he will still keep his job. Because they told him, fella, play the football we want, we will give you the players next year. This is what they told the kid.
Arsene Wenger used to play the game that you are talking about. Arsene Wenger, he was playing that game, but he never played from the back. They were quick to get into midfield, and then in front midfield. Arsene Wenger, if you check all his team, he had good midfield players. That's why his strength lied. These defensive players, he was neglecting it. That's why it was costing us most of the time. Now, Arteta, he wants to play from our own first third of the pitch, which is the defense. He wants to play from there.
That's what everybody's doing. Look, that is what everybody's doing.
No, don't say everybody.
With the exception of Matimanja Benley.
All the teams that are from number 10 going down, maybe Arsenal is number 10, number 11 going down, they don't play from the back. Even Aston Villa,
there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that, Angiti. But Arsenal has aspirations. Arsenal has got aspirations to be the top four.
When the players at your disposal, they can't play that. We saw it from the beginning that the players can't play it from there. Why are you insisting of saying, I want to play
Zwana, as Brian has said, in the past 20 years, Arsenal have played passing football.
Not from the
back. That long. Listen, for you to play that long ball, you need to have the players that can hold the ball.
Just hold on, because you're all misleading us. Listen here, Arteta has got World Cup winners there. Okay, he's got World Cup winners there in that team.
Name
Always. Oh, really? We've got World Cup winners there. Name them.
But those old horses who are finished.
No, it's not a matter of horses. It is. We are saying that Arteta doesn't play, or players cannot play what Arteta wants. So it means we've got a wrong coach, because all these players were first-team players in their team. You're talking to one of the best strikers in Europe, Aubameyang. Look at where he's playing.
Oh, come on, give it a rest. The fella has been found out that he's not that good. He was just in a terrible league. He's come to one of the best leagues in the world.
Find out by who.
Hold on, Brian. It means that you don't even watch English football. You claim you watch. Who was the top goal scorer last season?
It was joint.
When you say Aubameyang, so was he not found out when he's played? How many years has he been played? 3 years.
Oh, come on.
He's the only since
failing. He's been found out. He's not that good. Doing it once doesn't mean he's all of a sudden. Darren Bent was one of the best goal scorers.
No, I'm sure that will.
What happened to him? Come on, get better than this, buddy. Come on, let's move on.
When you talk about the front three,
you know, Aubameyang is a top striker. He's played in wrong side. Aubameyang is a top striker.
Yeah. Why are you playing him on the left? We saw it is not working. He brought it in the middle. He started scoring goals again. He comes back and puts him back on the left.
Yes.
Only what we are winger. What can I say, striker?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter when it's working. Yeah, that's fine, but it's not working. Okolo Toro was a winger, but Wenger turned him to a defender, and it worked. If it's not working, you're failing as a coach.
I'm reading some of the comments here from the viewers. We've got comment Dabs, Arsenal was poor, simple as that. Liverpool are just mid-table nje. All right, again, and then we've got Arsenal akusela lutho ngamaqhinyo nje, nothing. Lilo upele phepha yodwa. Ashley Murray, why is he saying how long did it take Klopp? And this is my point. Give the fella some time. Even since Wenger left, Arsenal is struggling. That's from William Lovu. At more Kolani Chuma, the players are good, the coach is clueless.
Correct.
Aubameyang is a classical finisher, not a winger.
All the comments, they are talking a lot of sense. I agree with those.
Yeah. Go on. I think we need to move on to the next game.
Okay, yeah. Which other picture was interesting?
We'll move on now to Chelsea.
The penalty specialist, Manchester United.
Well, we won still, you know. So and when everybody else was expecting us to lose, so I don't know what else you want us to say. You know, we're still second, and you know, looking to play better in Europe. My main worry is that our players are not fit. I think Rashford is being played. Probably, I suspect he's probably getting like pain injections.
Did I watch that game, Manchester United? I think I watched it. You were playing.
Very boring game, mate. If you didn't watch it,
yeah, I think I watched it.
Terrible.
To play 2, you won 2-1, is it?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. I watched a bit of it, and I think the most interesting game that we can talk about is Chelsea. Chelsea losing to West Brom. So,
what is interesting in football is winning games.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, but some of the games they are just routine wins, like the Man United
you
one.
See, at this point in the season, this is what Ferguson used to call squeaky bum time, where if you can't, you're not winning,
it's quick bum when you're chasing the tag, not chasing top 4.
You're not even fighting for the league or anything. What are you doing? What are you fighting for?
Just quick bum time.
At this point,
number 2
at this point, it's still mathematically possible.
Oh, come on, behave yourself. Quickly bum down now. We need you.
Well, that top 4, you know, some people are craving it. So we are still in the hunt. We at least finish in the Champions League position.
I still maintain the same assessment when it comes to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I think he's a terrible coach who just has very good players that are playing very well.
Yeah, tell me more on the comments.
You go back to
finish, Brian.
Huh?
I'm saying go ahead, finish.
And then you go back to how those players play. You look at it. No one has especially in that midfield, no one has a designed role. They're all free-flowingly playing football how they wish, how they see it. That for me shows that organization by the manager is zero, meaning that guy has no tactical awareness whatsoever. I think next season Manchester United are going to struggle. They will struggle because their game is going to be found out as always. They'll just sit back, counter. They've been lucky on several occasions as well in this league this season. I could go on and on and on, but I'll tell you one thing. With Ole Gunnar Solskjaer there, you will head for relegation sooner than later, my friend. You're not winning anything with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He is a poor coach. I'd rather even have Arteta than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. That's how bad it is. The guy is shockingly terrible. He can't even coach a group of men. This is how terrible he is. I could go on and on. And I'll say to you, if Manchester United want a very good coach with those caliber of players they have, go and get the fella from Southampton. Great coach. With that caliber, you'll win something. At the minute, just keep fighting for squeaky bum time.
But wait, what's Southampton doing now? They've been on a free fall until last weekend when they won.
But have you seen their injury list? Did you realize that of their top level?
Well, we've also had some We've also had some injured players. Liverpool has had some injured
listen to
players.
yourself, buddy.
Everybody has
How are
had
you
some
going to compare your
injuries.
squad in Brighton's and Manchester? Are you going to compare Manchester United's squad versus Southampton?
Oh, remember
After
all
top
that.
11,
They're in the
after their
Premier
first
League.
11, they got nothing. They just
They're
got
in the
kids.
Premier League.
Oh, come on, you're better than this.
An interesting point on that game when with Manchester United, I observed that the penalty that was denied for Danny Welbeck, you saw it when he was pulled back.
There you go.
That was a clear penalty. That was denied. Even
exactly.
One of the comments, I think Danny Moyo, he says Mike Dean was the ref. He denied Brighton a clear penalty. Welbeck was pulled.
It's one of those decisions that you either give. Sometimes, if you're lucky, you get them, and sometimes you don't get them. It's a 50-50 one. So
with the VAR now, we shouldn't be
50-50.
We shouldn't be talking of things that say,
exactly. So it wasn't given. So it was the penalty.
If it wasn't given, therefore it's poor refereeing decision. It's nothing to do with it wasn't a penalty. It's a poor refereeing decision. Come on,
but
guys.
that can't be Man United's fault today.
But you can't call it a 50-50. That's wrong. It's not a 50-50. That was poor refereeing, and you have benefited from poor refereeing all through the season. How many games have you won because of penalties due to poor refereeing?
That is just a conspiracy theory that we've benefited from refereeing.
We're hacking people, choke slamming people.
That happens every time, man, Brian. That happens every time. It's not only Maguire that does that. That happens all the time in a lot of games.
Shall we move on? Chelsea versus West Bromwich Albion. It was 5 goals for West Bromwich Albion and 2 for Chelsea. Red card for the Thiago Silva. Gents, are we seeing a case where this could be a free fall for Chelsea, or it was just a blip for them?
I think it was a blip.
So you think
the red card, the one man, being one man down, I think played a part. It was always going to come anyway. You don't win all games. There will be some that that you'll drop points. And it so happened that on this one, it was against West Brom.
One at a time. Let's listen to each other.
No, the problem with people like they always want to find excuses for flopping. They were beaten. A lot of teams they played with the 1 man down, 2 men down, still win the game. Chelsea were pathetic. They were beaten, hands down by a team fighting relegation. Don't even say it's a blip. They were thoroughly beaten.
Albion looked good.
Yeah, they looked good. The team played well. West Bromwich Albion. The tactics, what you call Big Sam, got his tactics correct, and he beat Chelsea Stamford Bridge for God's sake. If it was not at West Brom, I understand, but they were Chelsea. They were beaten. Just admit they were beaten. Don't try to find an excuse that this and that. They were 1 man down. This and that. No, it's a blip. They were beaten.
I also agree with Ichisa, because that's the point that I wanted to make. Oguti, I've seen teams go 1 man down and still producing the results. So for Chelsea, we can't say it was a blip. Maybe it is the beginning of the downfall of them as well. But West Brom, I think they're picking that form is too late. It's too late now.
But then you're laughing, Ta. Are we not, when we're saying Chelsea might be the beginning of the downfall, did we not see a Chelsea side that has actually struggled to win games over the past few weeks? They're just scraping through with draws or the odd goal here and there. They've not really been awfully convincing to a point where we can sit back and say,
especially their strike force. Especially their strike force, I think there's still a confusion as to who should be the number 9 or who should play up front. I think it's a group of wingers up front there, over ZH, Labo, or Lokuzen. It's not clear who is their number 9.
With the player that is got with Chelsea, I think the easiest formation that you can play, just play Churut. And then those players, Churut will hold the play, will hold the ball. And then those players will just work around him, winning the second balls and all that. That's what the France used to do. How France used him, winning the World Cup. Churut on top, even though he doesn't score a lot of goals, but he will create. It's either he create chances or the space for other players, these quick players that will be around him. But he seems also as well.
The problem? Isn't that the problem in general that we see commonly from German managers, is that they love to stick to one thing in terms of their formation and tactics, and changing them is very difficult, because even if they're one man down, German coaches will stick to their philosophy. We saw even with Johann Klopp, he stuck to his philosophy. We've seen even in with the German national team, Joachim Löw, he stuck with his philosophy. Klinsmann at Tottenham, they stick with their philosophy no matter what. Even if the players fall off the cliff tomorrow morning, they'll still play the same style with the under 18s. They'll still play the same style with the brand new team. Isn't that the problem that they, Chelsea will have in the near future? That formation they're playing will be found out, and once that formation is found out, what does he do after that?
Yeah, I think in that case you would need to have a squad which can do better with that same philosophy. Look at the likes of Barcelona, that blueprint that we were talking about a few weeks ago, where you have that blueprint coming from the juniors all the way to the elite. So if you have that blueprint, you probably will produce players who will continue with that blueprint.
Certainly, guys, let's move on real quick. We've just got under 10 minutes, just over 10 minutes to go, 13 minutes to be precise. In that last final bit, I also want us to look at the Champions League. We've got the mighty Liverpool Football Club playing today against CF Real Madrid. Leicester City, what's going on? Why are they so inconsistent? 1 minute, indeed, it looks like the best thing that's ever happened after sliced bread. And this Nigerian kid, what's his name, from Manchester City? Iniacho looks amazing. Next minute, it doesn't look that good. Is it because they were nullified by Manchester City, or they just had a poor outing on that day?
I don't think they were that poor that day. I think they did play, but I think Man City were just better on that day. Because the first half, it was 0-0 first half, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I think they are also missing Harvey Barnes as well, because Harvey Barnes used to do a lot of their running, and the creativity, with the help of Tillemans. But I think without Harvey Barnes, then and Uvati, they seem to be using him sparingly as well. So creativity on corner is becoming a bit of a task.
It's becoming a bit of a struggle at the top there when you look at that position between 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
It is tight. It is tight. It is tight. And what I believe with the Leicester's problems, I'll point it back to the manager. I know he always capitulates. He did it at Liverpool. He boxes it up. He did it at last season. He did it at Leicester as well. He was far clear ahead of Manchester United for that top 4 spot. They still overtook him. I don't know what happens with the Rodgers when it's there's too much pressure. I think he just capitulates under pressure, because now if you're looking at all the teams that are there and the teams that are chasing, at the minute you can easily say, oh, those who are in top 4 already now, which is the 2 Manchester clubs, Leicester and Chelsea, they can keep their places. But which one out of those 4 that we can rule out and then maybe put a Liverpool or a Tottenham side there?
Tottenham are sleeping up so much, and again with Mourinho, he's coming back again to blaming players, and
we're just gonna get to that side now. We'll straight move on to that. Newcastle, Tottenham, 2 coins there. You've got coin number 1, which is Tottenham. It's just saying Tottenham are looking all sorts out of shape. Next minute they're great. Next minute they're not. What's going on at Tottenham? Is it Mourinho, or is it the fact that there seems to be a culture at Tottenham where, again, they slip up and they call it being Spursy. That's what they call it in North London. They're just being Spursy. They've been Spursy for the past 15, 20 years, where they're very close to something, and all of a sudden, it just gets Spursy. Is it Mourinho, or is it just Tottenham Hotspurs? That's the problem here, guys.
I think it's the Mourinho effect.
It's a combination of both. Why I'm saying so, because Mourinho, what he does, Mourinho, he puts the players under so much strenuous pressure, because from the previous jobs that he has been to, he's got these top quality players that you boost your ego up and say you're a good player and all that, reps his hand around you, and then the players will respond. I think when he got there to Spurs, he might have tried that to say, oh, you are the best and that, but the response is not coming. What he does, he blames them then in the media. And then the players will respond as well. They say,
come on, those players are not good enough. I've always said that back four are simply not good enough to win anything in this league.
No, it's not about winning. We're saying you have to check the top four, because he found them there. So he has to keep them in the top four. The Spurs has become a top four side. But what they were envying is any trophy, whether it's the League Cup or it's FA Cup or Europa, but they're all dropping out like flies, all the cups. Now we'll see. I don't see them winning that against Man City on the final on the League Cup. It's becoming impossible with their performances.
Wow. That's a bold one. And then the other coin, guys, is Newcastle. It's looking mighty tight at the bottom. We're all but certain that Sheffield is gone. Then now we've got that little cluster of West Brom, Fulham, Newcastle, and probably Brighton to a degree. But I like to think the battle really is between Fulham and Newcastle.
Fulham and Newcastle.
Who's going down, Newcastle or Fulham?
I think Fulham. You see, with Fulham, if they led in that game and then they just faltered, and I thought that if they'd won that game at the weekend, I would have given them a chance. But after losing that game, I just think, it's not going to happen for them this time. I think Newcastle will just keep on chipping away, maybe with those draws once in a while, and they'll just cross the line. I think with Fulham as well, they've conceded too many goals. What's the goal difference if you're looking at it?
I'm not looking at it at the moment, so I can't give you what the goal difference is.
The goal difference is quite bad. I think Fulham is -17, and then Newcastle is also -20. Because Newcastle have conceded even more than Fulham in terms of goal difference. Yeah.
Okay.
Tragic.
However, Newcastle has got that 3 points, which is a 1-win advantage. So Fulham, they're not winning. Fulham, they are drawing games, a lot of games. So I think that Newcastle have got that little bit of cushion. But I don't know the remaining fixtures who they've got to play. But it's quite tight. I think I'll go with Newcastle on staying up because of the cushion that they've got, which is 3 points cushion.
They'll go 1 game cushion. That might just help them. Swiftly moving on, it's just going to be a very brief 30 seconds. Guys, we're just going to look at Norwich, the championship. It's almost by certain that Norwich will come up. And then you've got Watford currently in second. You've got Brentford in third. Swansea in fourth. Fifth is Barnsley. Sixth is Reading. Seventh is Bournemouth. Now, I put Bournemouth there because they still have a chance. If they win their next remaining fixture, they go into the playoff spots. It's going to be very interesting who's going to come up this season from the championship between Brentford, Swansea, Barnsley, Reading, and Bournemouth. But I think Brentford need to step up. Personally, I want Norwich, Watford, and Brentford to be the teams that do make it to the Premier League. But that's something worth keeping an eye for. We'll look into it deeply next week. Last 5 minutes, gents, we're going to talk about this. We've got 2 games today in the Champions League. We've got Manchester City versus Borussia Dortmund. This is at the stadium. What is it called? Etihad Stadium. That's what they call it now, isn't it? It's no longer Manchester City Stadium. This is at the Etihad. Manchester City, Borussia Dortmund. What do you think the score is going to be there, gentlemen? Let's go. Fire.
2-1 to Man City.
No. I'll tell you the truth. I'll tell you the truth. I'll say the word that I said last time.
Just give us the numbers.
Borussia Dortmund will see something that they've never seen before. They'll get crushed. I still remember that I said.
Mute. You heard it here. Chisa, just come back, bro. You heard it here. Apparently, Borussia Dortmund will get thrashed. I'll say this: 2-1 to BVB. Mark my words. Come back at 9:45. 2-1 BVB. These really long listeners, you're all hearing this. Please message me if it's a problem. 2-1 to BVB. Okala, come, I'll console you. BVB are winning this.
It won't be less than 3. That's what I can tell you tonight.
The other game that's happening is Real Madrid versus Liverpool. This is at Real Madrid. It's not at the Bernabeu, but it's at the training ground, which is equally a very big ground, the Real Madrid one. The Castor something, Watingwa Tanga. Real Madrid versus Liverpool. How do you guys see it?
1-1.
Tight game. I'll give Madrid a 2-1, and then anything can happen on this fixture, to be honest with you. I'll just give Madrid a 2-1, and then Liverpool will have that away goal advantage coming for the second leg.
Gents, I am going with 2-0 to Liverpool. Again, viewers, you all heard this. Only problem, let ding go Facebook, find me, message me, no problem. I'll console you through this. It's okay. 2-0 Liverpool. This is how it's going to be.
It's
gonna be a draw. It's gonna be a draw.
2-0 Liverpool. I don't know what you're talking about, man.
It's gonna be a draw.
No.
Yes.
Guys, as always, thank you very much for joining us. This has been Talking Soccer, Talking Football. Just before you go, Chisa, can you mute for me for a second, please, my brother? Because I'm hearing myself. So just before you go, guys, I just want to find out one thing from you. Who do you think will make the top 4? The last 2 teams. It's almost certain you got Manchester City, you got Manchester City, Manchester United. Who do you think will make those last 2 spots? Real quick, let's flash it.
I think Chelsea and Liverpool are going to make it.
That's my guy. My guy.
No, Mina, I would say it will stay as it is. Leicester and Chelsea will keep those 2 spots because of inconsistency of other teams.
Okay, fair enough. I'm going with Liverpool. Liverpool are going to be in there. But they are going to be in there somewhere, somehow. The other one, I really don't care for it. All I know is that Liverpool will be in that mixture. Gents, there's a game happening in a few seconds' time. 2 of them, in fact. Borussia Dortmund versus Manchester City. And we've got Liverpool versus Real Madrid. So we'll cut it here for now. Thank you ever so much for joining us. Nta, thank you.
Sure.
Tiwa, as always.
Cheers. Good night. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you very much. Viewers, as always, thank you very much. This has been Talking Soccer, Talking Football. Drop your comments, drop everything. Ole problem, inbox yami, skulume. Liverpool all the way. We're making top 4. We're winning Champions League. This has been the end of the show. Take care.